Hey Sabrina, how's it going?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. This is
Perfect.
we're fired up to have you. We're live and folks are starting
Cool.
to come in and starting to say hi. Oh, you got to
Yeah, I have Carly here with me. She's on my team. Can you hear me now?
oh
Perfect.
it looks
We're
like there's
fired
some
up to have
feedback
you.
over
We're
there. If you want
live
to
and
mute
folks are
the
starting to come in and starting to say hi. Oh, you got to. Yeah, I have Carly here with me. She's on my team. Can you hear me now? Perfect.
it looks like there's some feedback over there. If you want to mute the
Starting to say hi. Oh, you got to. Yeah, I have Carly here with me. She's on my team.
so the best way to do it is if you go to the mentally chat window where the video is being streamed to, then you can just hover over the video portion and then there's going to be a little mute button right there that you can push.
Sorry, I don't have anything else pulled up. I'm confused.
So let's see. Wait, is it still going? Maybe it just went.
Yeah, I just stopped.
Yeah, that was so strange.
Oh, that is so strange. Okay, interesting. Sorry about that.
Okay.
We are cooking. And hello, everyone that's tuning in. Thanks for working with us with the technical difficulties here. We got Sabrina, and did you say this is Carly to
This
your
is
right?
Carly, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Carly. We are so excited to hear from you all about bytes. I love, seriously, the you guys have the best domain name that I've ever seen in my life, byteme.com.
Isn't it fun?
Yeah, that's awesome. And it goes exactly along with what you're doing. So it's perfect.
Of course.
I'm going to leave it to you from here to talk a little bit about the company, the culture, the roles. And then as things are going here in the mentally chat, I'll be there just responding to things. And then, yeah, we can go from there.
Of course. Okay, so I'll jump right in. So Byte is a teledentistry company. We were built back in 2017 out in LA. And then with that, we started our Utah office here in Lehigh, right off of Thanksgiving Point in let's see, later last year. So we've been a company here in Utah for about a year now, and we've grown tremendously, which is awesome. With that, we have our whole contact center here. Any extra growth that we're going to experience will be right here. And we're planning on really, really growing and expanding as a company. So we have teams that deal with insurance. We have insurance reimbursement specialists. We have teams that are in sales. We have more entry-level customer experience sales positions. And then we have customer experience marketing. I'm mostly a corporate and tech recruiter. And so that's what I'm doing now. If you're any developers out there who are interested in that. So we deal with a ton of different positions, and we're really just looking for strong candidates who are interested and wanting to help Byte grow as a company. Just for some perspective, we have hit our end of the year revenue goal back in June. So we've done tremendously well with the platform. And really what we're trying to do here is make sure that everybody's smiling in every single interaction that they have with Byte. We want to help people smile more every single day. So as you can imagine, helping people straighten their teeth from the comfort of their own home and at a fraction of the cost really does help people smile. And just having someone who is their advocate along the way is super important as well. I wanted to take you through the customer experience portion so that you kind of know what it looks like and what teams that are involved in that portion. But we start by, if you're interested in seeing if you would be a good candidate for the aligners, you would go in and place an impression kit order. So that order gets sent to your home, and immediately you're assigned an impression kit specialist, which is what Carly does here. She recruits for, so she can kind of explain that position a little bit more.
Great. So yes, just when someone decides, like Sabrina said, they want to see if they're a good candidate, they need to order an impression kit. So what that is just a kit that's mailed to them at their house. It's putty. If you've ever had braces before, you just take an impression of your mouth at home, and then you send it into our lab, and they kind of create a treatment plan for you. And then once that interaction is done, that's kind of the end of the impression kit specialist role. So the impression kit specialist is assigned to them as soon as they place that order for the kit. And they're really just, their main goal is to just really connect with the customer, get them hyped on their journey, see why they're, choosing byte, and then also to make sure they actually take their impressions, they get it done correctly and shipped off to the lab. So we have someone who was assigned just for that very beginning part of the journey.
Yeah, and what's super important about that position is just making sure that we're building the relationship with the patient and making sure that they're having a great experience throughout the entire thing. So immediately you have someone to chat with and to ask any questions to. And so they're there to help you in that part of that journey. As soon as that happens, we actually assign like a digital module to their account of a plan that our clinicians that we team up with create. And then you're able to see your teeth online and see them shifting and changing until you see the end result before you even purchase the aligners, which is super emotional, super awesome. I mean, I've seen so many cool stories about it, and we're really just trying to change people's lives there. As that happens, you're sent on to our sales team who helps you get onto the right payment plan. I've mentioned a little bit before, but we do partner with insurances and different ways to help people pay for these aligners so that they're affordable for them and their family. Once they actually purchase the aligner kit system, which is a huge box of aligners, they'll switch them out every single week and shift and change and adjust their teeth. Then they're sent on to our customer experience team who will answer any questions. They do any revisions, which are super common with any orthodontistry work that you're getting. And just gather your feedback. I'm sure like if you've looked up byte, you'll see amazing feedback online and just about these experiences that people are having and how amazing it is to go through this. And so that's kind of the customer journey. That's what we're kind of laying out. And those are our customer experience positions. And so we have tons of different ones that are catered towards a ton of different people who have a lot of different skill sets. And so, as well as, like I mentioned before, we do have sort of some back end programming developer roles. We're always growing, we're always building. This is a startup company, so tons of change is happening. Like what works for us yesterday doesn't work for us today, and we're constantly growing and really expanding, which is really exciting and cool to see as well. But yeah, that's kind of an overview of each position and the different things that we offer here at byte.
I think it's just also to add, like the people we're looking for this like impression kit specialist role, anyone who has like basic level customer service experience and even sales, we're kind of leaning a little bit into making it kind of a junior sales position as well. So anyone who has that experience is great. Mm-hmm. We're hiring a lot for our customer service team. So if anyone has call center customer service experience or even like front desk at a hotel or some kind of hospitality industry experience mm-hmm. is also something that we're really interested in. So
yeah, that team is really senior level, and so we're looking for someone who has tons of customer experience or just people relations or people facing experience. And so we have more entry levels, senior levels, and of course just we're really trying to take chances on tons of people and to really invest in the talent that we can find here in Utah. So it's been awesome too. I'm trying to think the culture. Oh yeah. So the culture is amazing. I've been here actually since June. I was the first recruiter that they hired. And it's been literally my favorite job that I've ever had. It's been an incredible experience to learn from these different leaderships and people that I'm meeting every single day. Our CEOs are super hands-on, so they'll FaceTime us and they'll have this huge Zoom conference every single month to keep us updated on all things Byte and what we're experiencing and the growth that we've had. And that's always super exciting and motivating as well. We are still in the process of building our contact center, so we're needing more leadership sooner rather than later. So if you have that experience or that desire, just know that there's tons of growth opportunities for sure. We are really expanding and growing, like we mentioned. Yeah. Any other, I'm trying to think of other questions.
Yeah, it's just exciting to be a part of a startup, but especially when you kind of feel like you're getting in kind of at ground level, you know, like just at the very beginning. I feel like that's why I kind of chose coming to Byte, because there is that potential for growth. There's potential to change. Like even I feel like last week we're adding leadership positions to our customer service team, which like weren't there a few weeks ago. So like it's always changing, and there's definitely a lot of room for growth when you start so early on in the company before it has everything all like finalized and built out. It's kind of fun to be a part of that building process.
Definitely, I totally agree. But yeah, does anyone have any questions for us, or can we answer anything else? Let's see.
Are you guys seeing some of these questions here in the feed? Maybe I can ask a couple of them if that works. So tons of people in the feed. Hello, Byte. Tanner, Corey says, hey, Byte. Everyone's like, Anthony, aloha, Byte. Maybe it's Junior from Hawaii. We got Joseph coming in from Nashville saying, what's up? Got a little music emoji. And then let's see. Okay. Out of curiosity, who would not be eligible to use your product after submitting the impression?
That's a great question. So as soon as you do the impression, so they're usually on sale for around $40. So you'll order that kit, do your impressions yourself, send them back to our clinicians. We only take mild to moderate cases. So if you have any severe crowding, underbite, overbite, anything that would like benefit you to go to a traditional orthodontist so that they can better take care of you, we would suggest that you go to them, and then we would refund you the money that you paid on the impression kit. So there's really no loss in just like seeing if you would be a good candidate for Byte. Most of the time though, people are great candidates and we can create a plan just perfectly for them. It's only when we would think that would hinder any health problems or just hurt anything, and we want to make sure that you're taken care of and that you're great. And so yeah, if we say, hey, you should probably go see your orthodontist, then we would refund you that money.
Love it. That's an awesome way to do it. Tanner is saying, I had braces, but I may need this because I lost my retainer and they moved. And it's that face that's like a frowny face and like eyes up. I don't know. He made that.
Yeah, that's lots of our patients are just like dental relapse.
Yeah, so I'm the same way. My bottom teeth moved, and I'm probably going to start the process here soon. I just need to pull the trigger on it. And so as an employee here too, we get discounts on the aligners and any whitening kit systems and things like that. And so, which is another huge perk.
Yeah.
And I'm super excited about. But yeah, a lot of the people who are using our aligners maybe just had a couple teeth moved later when they're older, and I don't want to get adult braces. That doesn't sound great to me. So I definitely want the aligners. We do have like Byte at night for a lot of professionals. They use those because they're speaking every day, and it's a little bit more difficult to speak with aligners in all day every day. And so we do have some that you just use at night, and it takes a little bit longer in the process, but it's also there, and that's an option, which is amazing too.
Wow. I may come and work at Byte just for the perks. That's
course,
great.
yeah.
This stuff is
Yeah.
expensive to do otherwise, if you go to an orthodontist or whatever it is.
Half off, right? For employees, it's pretty good.
Yeah, and
like
on average at like any traditional orthodontist, Invisalign braces is like $6,000+ which is incredibly expensive. And on average here at Byte, it's about 2,000. But you also can apply any insurance, HSA cards. And we just partnered with Aetna, which is huge for us, and we're super excited. But we're working to go nationwide to make sure we register teledentistry everywhere as healthcare, so that we can better help our patients and our customers, which is awesome. Yeah,
you guys are on a mission. I love it. This is really cool. And so let's see. Most of the folks here are, have technical background. They're coming from V school, but I think at different levels, some of them may be open to different CSR positions or whatever it may be, to kind of full time before they get an engineering role. Darren mentioned that he's hesitant in working in a CSR position after how he's treated his last company in that capacity. Tell us about like what the experience is like, just working for, either as a CSR or working for Byte, and what you can expect as far as like treatment from managers and treatment from the team.
Of course. So like I mentioned before, things are constantly changing. So we're always evaluating and making sure that our company and our teams are taken care of, as well as our customers. So when I mentioned before that we hit our end of the year revenue goal back in June, our CEOs kind of put on the brakes and said, okay, so we can grow very, very quickly right now, or we can kind of hold off staff, make sure our teams are like well taken care of, and just put a lot of emphasis on what they're doing and making sure that they feel confident and secure, and so that they can take care of our patients, type of thing. So that's kind of what we're in the process of doing right now. I just hired a senior front-end developer for our tech team, and we've hired these senior level positions so that way we can go ahead and get these more maybe junior level or maybe their first job out of coding school, and hire them onto our tech team. Our tech office is actually in Las Vegas, but we do have the remote positions here in Utah because our office is here, and so that makes it super awesome if they ever have to come in. So it's been really cool to see because there's a lot of change. We need really, really adaptable people to join onto our team. But our managers take care of you first. It's open communication. It's very transparent with everything we're doing. If we're changing something, and it doesn't work out in however long, we're going to reevaluate to make sure that everybody's feedback is accounted for. We're a very feedback oriented company, and I want to emphasize that because I've seen my own feedback change processes in the short amount of time that I've been here. So very, very open. We need people with tons of initiative and who want to build Byte with us, because we all have one mission, and that's of course to help people smile more every single day. So yeah.
That's so cool. And I think, it's just you guys are a startup, right? Like you're learning and you're growing, so things are always going to change, and there's going to be that experience, which is, it's not always easy to go through change. But I think what's encouraging to me is the fact that you have a transparent culture, and that your manager is going to take care of you. And if that's the case, it doesn't matter what change comes, like you'll be in good shape.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I'm going to jump around in the questions a little bit, but Jonathan Dobson, and I love this, really transparently talked about how he's a V school graduate, doesn't have experience in a degree, but obviously has coding skills, and wants to eventually be in that senior developer position, I'm assuming, and would love to do it at Byte because of what you're doing, from his comments. Tell us, like, if you were in his shoes, how would you go about working your way up through the org chart at Byte? Like, where do you start? And even if it's like starting in a CSR and like learning about the company and going from there, like what's the ideal place to start if you eventually want to become a developer at Byte?
Yeah, great question. So like I kind of mentioned before, we just hired those senior level roles. We hired a principal level role, and we really stacked our tech team with like very senior level people. They have like, 20 years of experience type of thing. You're always growing and changing. And we did that just so we can have like that good baseline. So our CTO doesn't really have to spend time training or teaching or guiding, but that those people can be the leaders. And so now that we have that great team formed, like I mentioned just today, we hired our last spot for our senior level position. I believe like starting maybe even December, January, we're going to start hiring those entry and junior level. And so what they really look at is just making sure that this person fits our culture, they understand our mission, they're adaptable, they easily learn things. And I mean, I don't know anything about the coding world, which it's kind of crazy, but it's important to first, I think networking is really important. We're really heavy on LinkedIn, GitHub, anything. So I would connect with our CEO immediately. His name is Mark McCrimmon. He's super awesome. And just kind of get your foot in the door and watch for our website, because we're constantly posting new positions. We have a Salesforce developer position posted right now. And then we, have Salesforce admins that could get you onto the team, and different things. And so we're constantly posting new positions as they open up, and they're opening up quickly. So just keep on tabs on the website, and if that's your dream and what you really want to do, like you can find it here for sure.
That's sweet. So just as a point of reference, how big is the team in total at Byte?
So with the hire today, that'll make 25 for our tech team, which is really cool. And they're all amazing people. It's been a pleasure to work with all of them too. So that's going to be really cool to have and establish and grow from there.
That's awesome. So I mean, it really is in every sense of the word a startup and a lean team. And so I think what's helpful to know is that if you have coding skills, like getting in the front door and just getting into Byte, if that's where you want to work, and then working your way into a technical position might be the way to go. If you're looking for a job now, it sounds like if you're open to a job in December, January timeframe, which is just around the corner, crazy to think.
Yeah.
Then you just keep checking the website, and there'll be some open positions there.
Yeah.
It sounds like the other thing is Salesforce developers that you're looking for right now, and so if you're willing to learn that skill, then that's something that you can do. Awesome. Anthony is asking a little bit about the remote nature of your roles. You mentioned there being an office in Texas, an office here in Provo. Can you tell us a little bit more about that and how whether what roles are remote? Are all roles remote right now? How does it all work?
So the roles right now that are remote are mostly our technology team. We have clinicians who are remote. So if you have dental experience, which she can probably explain that a little bit more.
If there are any like dental assistants or dental hygienists on this call, then we have a spot for you here. But yeah, all those the dental roles are remote, so they can work from anywhere in the country.
Wow.
Our contact center though is here in Lehigh, like I mentioned, and this is where we're going to be hiring from. So we are looking for talent here in Utah. With COVID, we do have like a telework agreement. So we do have temporary work from home, and a lot of people sign that will work home a little bit and then work in the office a little bit. We're taking all the precautions that we need to be doing here in Utah County, which has been really great for us. And we've all stayed super safe. Our office is pretty large now, and we have pretty large desks, and so we're able to do the social distancing and wear masks and get our temperature taken every single day, and making sure that we're sanitizing everything. And so I'm definitely someone who really missed being in the office. I was working from home for quite some time, and I really love working with my peers and my team. And so it's been nice to be back here and safely back here. I'm hoping that we can keep going up from there, but we do have that work from home agreement. Just depending on your situation, your family, we want to make sure that you feel safe first. And so that's available. But in the end, our goal, I think, just like everybody's goal, is to come back to work and to be around people and to share that experience with everybody. Especially being a startup, it's important that you're next to your team and your leaders and things. So
Love that. Thank you so much. That's great. Emily is saying, I love the idea of being part of the building process. Do you plan on having work from home opportunities? You just answered that. So that's awesome. It sounds like Emily's interested. Look out for her. Sarah asked a similar question. Sarah Aldis. This is good to know. It sounds like if there are any questions, feel free to continue to ask team. So you can go ahead and ask there, but I'm really curious. We've got a minute or two here left to connect, but how did both of you land your jobs at Byte? Like, how did you come to find out about it? Who got you in? Was it a cold apply? All of that.
Yeah. So I've been a recruiter for 3 years now. I was at a different company here in Utah County. And I actually was there for I was at the company for about 3 years. And then I was a recruiter for them for almost 2 years. And so I had my experience. I just didn't feel like there was a ton of growth or like different avenues that I could take to really expand my career. I really found that I loved recruiting from this company. I loved learning about it and doing it. I just was I wasn't really actively looking, but looking for another opportunity. And like I said, we're super heavy on LinkedIn. So if you want to connect with us, my name is Sabrina Hickman, and then Carly Jackson right here. But go ahead and connect with us and send us a little message. We're constantly on there. But I was on LinkedIn, and one of our managers, people operations, chatted with me and asked me to apply because they were looking for a recruiter. I had training experience, different HR experience. And so she kind of needed someone to be here on site. And this was when we had like maybe 20 people working here at the Utah office. And now we have almost 200, which is super crazy. But she reached out to me. I was able to apply, and I really just loved the opportunity and the ability to create this culture and to be a part of the culture creating process has been amazing for me. Because I mean, it is a startup. At my other company, like, the culture was already set and we didn't have much of a say that way. We were just doing recruiting. And so it's been amazing to learn and do training, HR, recruiting, culture, whatever I want to implement and to really help out with. And we've had amazing talent come on and help out with as well. And then, so then Carly was added on a few months later.
Yeah, so I was in the Bay Area. I was working in Silicon Valley, so at Google, and then I was working at a tech startup doing recruiting coordination. I moved to Utah right pretty much as the pandemic hit, so bad timing for me. So I was just constantly looking for jobs, honestly, in anything. I had this recruiting background, but I was like, I just got to get in somewhere. I found Byte, and the opportunity was cool. It was for like the office manager role, and I was like, whatever, I'll take it. I liked that it was a startup, so I was like, it's a startup, like I'll be able to like build, like work my way up, join a different team I find interesting or whatever. I just like need the in. And so I was hired as an office manager, and the head of recruiting was like, you have all this recruiting background, like why aren't you on my team? So eventually she pulled me on. So it was really cool. It speaks to Byte as a company, as a culture of like, they want you to grow, they want you to like be be where you're best fitted and kind of look at your potential. So that's how I ended up here. So it's been great. It's been a crazy ride, crazy year.
Yeah, I love that you said that. It does definitely speak to our culture, and just that she expressed an interest in recruiting and they invested in that. And so that's constantly what we're doing, and making sure that we help people feel like they're being used in the best way that they can. So
love this. It's super inspiring, especially for the folks that are here on the call that won. And Emily just gave you a love it. It's inspiring because they're looking to start their career in development, probably, coming from not a whole lot of experience. But yeah, the fact that you can get an in and then transfer to another team, like that's startup life. And I think really inspiring for the folks that are on. So we've come to the end of our time. Thank you so much for telling us a little bit about your experience and about Byte. What a cool company. For those of you who are here, go ahead to jobs.lever.co/byte.
So it's actually,
just go to byteme.com, find the careers page.
Yeah. Careers page.
byteme.com, byte.careers. We'll get you to all the postings, which is great.
Sounds great. But for everyone else, we'll see you later in the next session. We've got Zions Bank next. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll see you later. Bye.